on, man. Do not let her.
Protesters temporarily blocking the Secretary of Education, Betsy DeVos, from entering a public school in Washington, D.C. earlier today. She is in that car. The protesters are stopping her car from moving forward and trying to get in the car. This after Senate Democrats protested her confirmation earlier this week. Is this the start of 4 years of obstruction for President Trump and Republicans? Let's bring in former Special Assistant to President George W. Bush, Scott Jennings, and Catalina magazine publisher Kathy Aru. Good to see you both. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Hello. So what do you think? I mean, 4 years of this, Scott. I mean, I know that the left is still very upset that they lost the election, and they are losing themselves over it, but obstruction every day?
Every day. It must be exhausting to wake up every day outraged, and I don't ever want to know what that feels like. Look, there's one surefire way to change policy in this country, and that's to win elections. And the Democrats and these liberal protesters just lost an election, and they're venting this rage at these town hall meetings. But you look at places like Utah, where they were protesting against Congressman Chaffetz. Clearly, the people of Utah in that district, they don't want liberal policies. They want Obamacare repeal, so they're out of step with their neighbors. And I just don't see what they're hoping to accomplish. If they really cared that much about these policies, where were they in the November election? They certainly didn't show up for Hillary Clinton.
Kathy, we, of course, value free speech in America. We want free speech.
Right.
But when you get to a point where it's obstruction and it's hostile, isn't that over the line?
Well, it wasn't for the Tea Party. The Tea Party did it. They had no problem calling our president a Kenyan Muslim. They called him Hussein. They didn't call him Barack Obama. They had absolutely no problem. And this group has said that they're called the Indivisible Group. They claim to have 100,000 members. This was Indivisible Utah that created this protest. And they're trying to show that, no, they're not like supposedly their neighbors. This is red Utah. They're not happy with Trump's policies, and they want Chaffetz to respond, to act. They want Chaffetz to know we're not happy. And Chaffetz today did put down Ms. Conway for supporting Ivanka Trump and plugging her. So what they're doing with DeVos and what they're doing is exactly what the Tea Party did, and I don't see anything wrong with that.
Well, you don't see anything wrong with it except the fact that it's stopping business from getting done. And Kathy, that's what the American people voted for in November.
We did not.
They want to see tax reform. They want to see a repeal and replacement of Obamacare. They want to see economic growth.
But
they want to see job
happening.
opportunities.
It's not happening. We're going to have coal dumped into our rivers. We're going to have Betsy DeVos step into a public school for the first time in her life.
That's ridiculous.
We're seeing oh, Dodd-Frank, because that's what American voters wanted. We wanted the banks to have less regulation. The little man did not want this. We wanted to drain the swamp. He's not draining the swamp.
Actually, I think the little guy did want this, Scott. Because the fact is we haven't seen 3% economic growth at all under President Obama. People want to know why their wages haven't moved in 20 years.
Not only have we not seen economic growth, we've seen absolutely no movement on the policy debates that have been consuming this country for the last 6 years. It's been absolute gridlock. The voters in November spoke clearly. They rejected the policies of incrementalism. They want sweeping change. That's why they unified government control, not just at the federal level, but they also did it in state capitals across this country. They flipped the keys to the Republicans and said, take us somewhere, take us anywhere, because we're sick of the gridlock that we got out of the Obama administration, the Obama years in Washington. So this obstruction, I think, in the future is going to be bad for Democrats because they're making voters who want change and reject incrementalism very angry.
That's what elections are all about. We'll see if it comes back to haunt them in 2018. Good to see you both. Thank you so much, Kathy and Scott. Thank you.
Thank you.